In this week's channel message with the angels, we're talking about how exactly our energy is ascending, what the process of our ascension is looking like from an energetic perspective. So, thanks for coming back to my channel. I am Ann Tucker. If you haven't been here before, welcome to my YouTube channel. And I am a trance channel. I channel from the angelic realm, which means I raise my awareness up as high as I can go, a little higher. I connect with them, and the messages start to come through. I write them down and transcribe them and share them here with you guys on YouTube. So this week's message is about our ascension, and it's about specifically the fact that we are, as we're going through this process of really sort of upgrading our frequency, we are moving in and out of the new frequency that we're going to be landing at. This new way of being that we have potentially been moving in and out of, that experiencing it in small ways already. But they're talking about how the thing that's going to make the difference is that, like, when we go now, we're not really able to perceive it as fully, not until that energy rises up from inside of us. So that is the process, and they go into it in detail, talking about what that's going to look like and how we can help ourselves through the process. So I hope you guys enjoy the message. If you want to hear more messages like this one I post every Friday, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. If you hit the notification bell, you will know when I post next week. If you'd like to experience live healing with the angels, join me for Peace Bathing. It happens once a month. I'm putting the link in the description box down below. It's an experience where you are lifted by the angels into the realm of peace, where they do all of their healing. So if you'd like to find out more, click the link, and I hope to see you there. So thanks a lot, and enjoy the message. All right, we say hello. We would like to continue our conversation with you all regarding what is coming. The ascension draws near. Break your mind of all patterns of longing for what has been. Withdraw from your habits of pursuing that which draws you away from your centered course. Pursue not those actions which held yourself in arrears, which held you down, no higher than that which dwells in the mind of others. So I think here they're talking about they're trying to free up our energy is really what this is about. And I've seen this as a pattern in the angelic healing. When I look at how the different types of healings that they do, that when they're trying to amplify our connection, whether it's be helping us to connect up or helping us to connect down into the earth or whatever, or in this case, to embody a new frequency, one of the first things they do is free up energy. And so here they're talking about one of the ways of freeing up energy is saying, okay, break your mind of anything like longing for what used to be like, oh, I remember times pre-COVID or whatever it was, like anywhere where you feel yourself sort of leaning back into, wish it was something different. And I think this could be a lot of times when we're getting messages from them these days, I feel like they're almost speaking to us in the future. I feel like they're speaking to us almost post event, like after things have changed and shifted, and they're speaking to how we might feel during the chaos in between, right? As we're sort of moving into a new reality. And so I think maybe take this message in and hold it for that time as well, to say, okay, don't long for what used to be. Don't long for how things were, because that's a tax on your energy. It's pulling you backwards. Same thing with breaking your minds of patterns, longing for what has been, withdrawing from your habits of pursuing that which draws you away from your centered course. So if you have any numbing tendencies, where do you go when you're seeking comfort? And are those places that you go to, are they in support of your centered self, or do they draw you away? Are they more of a numbing technique? So to look at that and say, that pint of ice cream, do I really need it? Whatever it is, for some people, it might be an occasional, alcohol or whatever it is, the patterns that we go to that draw us away, to be aware of those as important as we're going into our awakening. And same thing with pursuing whatever actions it is that kind of holds you back, being aware of that, but also being aware, they're saying here, with those which held you down, no higher than that which dwells in the minds of others. So they're referring to collective consciousness here, is that any ways in which we feel ourselves pulled into collective consciousness rather than listening to our own internal guidance. So these are all ways they're talking about freeing up our energy, freeing us up so that we can move into the energy that's starting to grow inside of us already. And we need to sort of feed that energy. And this idea, by the way, of freeing up energy to allow you to move forward, that is super true, I think, across the board. Like you guys know, I've talked about this before with my own path, my own journey. When I first started tracking my dreams and understanding my dreams with Michael Sheridan, who's a dream analyst who I love, when I first shared all of my dreams, I thought they were going to be these amazing, profound dreams. And it turns out they were 100% about my elimination system. Like literally every single one was about my poop. Which is a little, I was like, oh, bummer, right? There you go. Bummer. But anyways, the point being is that the reason they focused on that first was because they had to free up the energy in my physical body to allow me to then move into other things. So they start there always. Like whenever you dig into your dream work, the first place it starts is with your physical health, with your, what are you eating? Is there things that you're doing to your body that are taking energy so that you don't have room to move forward? So anyway, so that's what they refer to here is sort of the mental ways that we expend our energy that are not helpful to us. They go on to say, you have let go of much, and now we proceed. You are ready to begin the great unveiling of what will become. We say how you're ascending is not far from the experience you have achieved in times past. You have known, been within the vibration of which we speak. You have endured the shifting upward only to find yourselves drawn back to this reality now. So this is a little bit what I was talking about, is they're saying that the vibration we're stepping into with our awakening, we've already been experiencing it, that we're moving into it and then moving out of it right now, that we're going up and coming back down again, that we can't hold it, but we've experienced this. So they're saying that we've endured this shifting upward only to find ourselves drawn back into this reality now, that we're still kind of trapped here, we're tied here, but we're starting to feel it. We're starting to, in periods, right? Brief moments, we move into it. They're saying, they go on to say, you can enliven this new becoming with your own imaginings. You can exhume your instinct for clarity. So let go of your desire for precision and for clarity, and let it evolve on its own. Let it arrive. Let it be what it will become. You have knelt in its powerful storm of magnetic illusion and limited your perception therein. And that's a doozy. By that, they mean that you have moved into that vibration. They call it a magnetic, a powerful storm of magnetic illusion, which is the same thing you would call our reality. Our reality is a powerful storm of magnetic illusion. But we have moved into this other powerful storm of magnetic illusion and limited your perception therein. So when we're there, we're not able to fully perceive it, to fully be in it yet. So that you have held this reality so close and yet resisted its force upon your mind. Now it rises within and lets yourself become. It becomes that which dwells in your own heart. So this is the difference, that up until now, they're saying that we've been in that reality, we felt it, we've been in it, but it hasn't been able to penetrate. We can't let it in. We can't perceive it. And it's really, they're talking about the mind here, that we can't perceive it. They're saying now the shift, the difference is that it rises from inside of us, that we embody the vibration so we can perceive it. They go on to say, the up-leveling has begun. Internally, you rise from within, your own mind. Your own participation in this frequency of elevation does begin to bring it round, for you do feel it now. So it's like as we grow it inside of us, that is what's creating it for us, right? That's what's helping us all to elevate. So we're bringing it round, as they say, we're creating it. They go on to say, the earth will change, torn asunder. Not all will devolve, but some, many, will feel the effects. Not all will have done. You will rise as beginning to feel the same, to feel this frequency within your own resonance changing, shifting mightily. So I think that the earth changes, I think, are going to help us and support us in terms of being able to really embody this new frequency. That I think it makes sense that think about when you're in a great mood, and then if you go somewhere where you're surrounded by people who are angry or who are in a bad mood, and how it draws you down and how it's harder to hold your high vibe when you're surrounded by people who are not sharing that vibration. And I think it's the same thing about where we live or where we are. Same thing if you go into like a creepy house, it's hard to be like, yeah, I feel awesome. Like it's harder for us to step into that vibration when we're here in 3D. But as the earth shifts, they're saying it will become easier for us to hold the vibration once the earth starts changing, that it's already started, the seeds are there, we're doing it, we're moving in and out of it all the time. But the part that's inside of us, which is the necessary part for us to hold it, it will be easier for that to blossom once the earth shift has occurred fully. Not all, they go on to say, not all can subsume their identity with this realm. and they shall pass on to another realm. But those who choose to stay, yourselves to be included, should you wish it, will remain through the chaos and then pursue the calm within. You'll find respite from external chaos and the alignment of your own mind. Your helpful deed, your kind embrace of another draws you further into the fold. So here they're really saying that and we've talked about this before, that people who are finding a lot of value in the karmic path, that are finding this 3D reality, that there's still a lot of growth for them here and they're not ready to leave it, that they will move into another realm, as they describe it. There is a place for them where they can continue on that path, but it's not here. And that yourselves, if you're choosing to stay, then you will stay. And that in the chaos in between, they say that you'll move through that chaos, and they list 3 things here in terms of how to kind of bring you into calm in that new reality. The one is, they're saying that you'll find respite from the external chaos in, number 1, the alignment of your own mind. Number 2, that your helpful deed, so the ways that you're helping the people around you, and your kind embrace of another draws you further into the fold. So really, that's that showing of kindness. And it's interesting, they go into this here, that's what we're moving to, is a period where we're focused more on the collective, we're focused on the whole, and focused on each other, on how we can help each other, and valuing each other more highly than we value our own sort of the me, myself, and I mentality, if you know what I mean. So, okay, so they go on to say, however, as we spoke of times present, let go of need and having. Let go of self-worthy speculation. Let your heart go to one another. Let your mind find peace in heaven internal, the realm of your own thinking that rises as we speak. You are not far from this event and must guard your opportunity to become more present, more abundantly present with the self and others, attuned to the well-being of all. So this is a little bit what I was saying, is that they're saying that this is where they want our mind to go, is in terms of this general focus as a society and at the individual level of what benefits everyone. And they say this part about let go of self-worthy speculation, let go of things where it's really about like, yeah, what's good for me? What do I need? How do I get my needs met? How do I make sure I'm okay? And moving into how is everybody okay? Okay, they go on to say, this frequency must rise in humanity. The passage indeterminate forms as we speak, as each decides their own passage internal. Each one becomes at their own pace. You have held in your hearts one another before, and again this rise does become the pattern of your evolution. Embrace it well. So here they're saying that the passage, the way that this happens for us, is really up to us. That the passage, are saying it's indeterminate, that it's not like this is a rubber stamped process, that they're like, hey, do these 5 steps and you're there, that it's going to be specific to us because we're creating it, that it's about our internal healing and our own internal rising into this vibration. And that so they're saying each of us decides, as each decides their own passage internal, that it's really us as we're kind of bringing this forward into this new existence, that each one becomes at their own pace. And they're saying that they go back to this, saying that it's that we've held each other in our hearts before. Again, this does rise, does become the pattern of our evolution. So the pattern of the evolution is about moving into this more collective caring for each other. Okay, so they go on to say, we encourage, nay, entreat you all to enjoy your elevation, to feel the privilege of your existence and the saturation of love on your plane of awareness, the degree to which each of you are held by ourselves and all in attendance. We watch and wait and guide and assist as we may. And this is so true. The fact that there are so much abundant love available for us on the planet right now, that they are bathing us in this love. Like, they recognize that this is a hard passage and that what we're heading into is also hard. And a lot of you are feeling it, energetically. It's sort of like you guys are sort of getting the pre-show of what's coming. You guys are just experiencing it now. And I think that's important. We're experiencing it now so that we can help people who haven't experienced it yet. Right. And they're really saying that they are giving us so much attention. And it's not just the angels. Like, yes, the angels in gazillion fold. There are so many angels focused on the planet right now, helping us and holding us and really bathing us in the love. But then there's other intergalactic the types that are supporting us as well. There's all kinds of beings that are focused on what we're going through right now, because it's super important. And they go into this in the next paragraph, why it's important. And you're saying, feel the privilege of your existence. How beautiful and healing. Yes, right? Feeling. It really is a privilege to be here now. It really is, to be going through this and experiencing it firsthand. And here's what they say about that. We entreat you to enjoy this spectacle of self. This great evolution of your kind becomes the breadth of knowledge we carry of this sort of evolution. It has not occurred before. So I think that's so important. They're saying that this is everything that they know about this kind of evolution is what we're experiencing right now. They're saying the breadth of our knowledge is this happening, that no one has seen this before, having a species go through living through an evolution while incarnated and moving to this higher vibration while incarnated with a planet. So this is new for everyone. So they're saying this is like everything that we're learning is everything that they're learning. So it's brand new. So that's part of why it is such a privilege to be here, because we're experiencing it firsthand. And we have that self-awareness that you guys carry is so important, because it's sort of like you can live something and not really tune into what's happening, but having that emotional fluency and having that awareness of the energetics, you can feel, hey, this is what I felt like. This is what it was like to go through sort of the prelude leading up to it. And this is how it affected me and how it prepared me. And all of those things are super important. Your awareness is so important and so treasured right now, because everything that you are learning, all those beings I was talking about who are watching us right now are learning through our experience. They go on to say, you are worthy and willing and will rise into what lies beyond. You will become more of what you are, becoming more spirit, less astral, more conjoined, less separate, more feeling, less thinking, more understanding, less knowing. We know this field, this happening, this circumstance of evolution, broad and unchained in this existence, will become what it will be. And we support you now with ecstatic joy to see you rise into becoming, to see you all choosing your paths, awakening by force of your own experience, and having the resources to drive your own healing. You are empowered to become, and we enjoy the spectacle of your light. We thank you. So beautiful. They always end with a crescendo of awesome. So love that passage. And I think it's just important to notice that. That's what they're saying, is how important it is what we're doing right here. So whenever you feel like, when the energies get hard for you and you do feel like the challenges of it, and that's emotional, it's on a bunch of levels. Like, it might just be the energy where you feel exhausted or worn out or whatever it is, or it might be, the emotionality where you feel things in your life exploding, or people, it's like things are happening faster, that there's major shifts in our lives, shifts in our energy. And as you're feeling that, like, remember that this learning that you're going through is sacred on such a deep and powerful level, because no one else has gone through this, and everyone is watching your experience to understand what this is like. So being present to your experience, being present to your own shift, and that's like, understand that everything that's happening to you right now is meaningful and important. The hard stuff, the good stuff, all of it, meaningful and important. And the more awareness you direct to that, the more learning happens for everyone, for all of the beings, including all of the angels that are watching and experiencing this through us and with us. So super cool. Awesome. And you're saying, rise into becoming. Woohoo. Yes, totally. Right. We are. And Dominique is saying, what do you think they mean by more spirit, less astral? I think that's a super great question. I think that it means maybe rising beyond the astral plane. That I think it is that maybe in this new shift, it is that right now we sort of vacillate between the astral plane and this plane. We go into our dream state. And I think it may mean that we have more freedom to move beyond that, into potentially higher states. So that's how I understand it. It doesn't mean that you wouldn't also have access to the astral, because you can always, when you're higher, you can always come down, but when you're lower, you can't go up as easy. So I think that's how I would interpret it, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, so maybe potentially rising into higher states in our dream time. I'm sure we'll still have dream time, but maybe our dream time will look different in the new world. So thanks for asking. I think that's a great, I'm glad you picked that out because that stood out for me too as a question. And I would have channeled more on that, but it was already getting kind of long for you guys. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me, you guys. It's such an honor really to share these messages with you. I think they're beautiful. They blow my mind every time. And I got to tell you, when I'm channeling this stuff, I don't understand a thing that is coming out. Like I dictate this stuff. And so after I write it, I'm writing as I'm hearing and I'm dictating it into the microphone. And then afterwards I put in the punctuation, and I am always just as surprised as you are, literally as if somebody else got this message and I'm hearing it for the first time. And I love that. I love that. It always surprises me, right? It's a beautiful thing, a beautiful process to be a part of. So thank you guys so much for joining it and sharing it with me, because I loved it. I love doing it. And I love that you guys do too. So I hope you guys have a great weekend planned. I hope you have something fun going on, or maybe just some relaxing time with all of these energies we've been talking about. Maybe you just need some time off, some deep sleeping in. So, and you guys are saying, thank you, Anne and the angels. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys again next Friday live. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.